Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearances of the Week. This is Wednesday, October 6, 2021. We'll be giving you all the first appearances hitting your comic shops today. Now this week we have another light week for you guys. I think we have 5 first appearances and 5 honorable mentions, so only 10 titles in all to go through. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearances of the week ending October 8, 2021. First up from DC Comics, Arkham City, The Order of the World #1. This features the first appearance of Jocasta Joy and the first team appearance of the Arkhamites, a group of escaped patients from Arkham Asylum. Now this is one you might want to add to your collection. This is a Batman-related series, Arkham City, and this is the premiere issue in this particular series. And it has a few first appearances here. The first appearance of Jocasta Joy and the first team appearance of the Arkhamites. So this one here may be worth adding to your collection. It really all depends once again on what DC does with these characters. So this is one you may want to pick up if you can. If you can't, put it on your B list, give it some consideration. You might want to address it later, but if you can pick it up, go ahead and do so. Next up from DC Comics, Batman: The Adventures Continue Season 2, number 5. This features the first appearance of Mayor Emerson Mayfield. Once again, this is a Batman title. The Batman franchise is, of course, DC's strongest franchise, and this is the first appearance of a new character within this particular title. This is not the Batman Detective Comics, and it's not the Batman titled series. This is The Adventures Continues Season 2. We really don't know what DC is going to do with Mayor Emerson Mayfield, how important of a character that will be. This may be one that you want to pick up if you can do so. But once again, if you can't, put it on your B list. You can always come back to this one later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, Darkhold Alpha #1. This features the first team appearance of Darkhold Defiled. Now, we typically say it's a good idea to pick up all the first appearances in Marvel titles. You know, the MCU is still going strong. Marvel is still pushing out a ton of streaming series, TV series, and feature films. This is, though, the first team appearance. It's not the first appearance of a new particular character, and this is the first team appearance of Darkhold Defiled. We really don't know the importance of this team, how big a part it's going to play in future storylines, or if it reaches the small screen or big screen. So this is one, you probably have some time on this one. Give it some consideration, but you can put this one here on your B list. Next up from Marvel Comics, Defenders #3. This features the first appearance of Moradun. Once again, this is the first appearance of a new character in a Marvel title, and this is a Defenders title. Defenders is still a big deal with Marvel and Disney. They are planning projects, both big screen and small screen, for Defenders. So this is one you probably want to add to your collection. This is the first appearance of a new character in the Defenders series. Pick this one here up. And finally, from Marvel Comics, Star Wars: The High Republic Trail of Shadows #1. This features the first appearance of Sean Holt, a private detective, the first appearance of Emmerich Kaftor, a Jedi Knight, and the first appearance of Arathab. Now this is a Marvel comic with first appearances and a Star Wars title with a lot of first appearances. We always say pick those up. You typically can't go wrong for the cover price. Grab this one here for your collection. And now for the honorable mentions. From DC Comics, DC Horror presents Soul Plumber #1. This is a 6-issue limited series about a disgraced seminary student who builds a pirated soul plumber machine to save damned souls from Satan, but winds up summoning something much worse than a demon. Now this story sounds very interesting to us. This sounds like something that DC can do something with, whether it's a project for small screen or big screen. This is one we think you can definitely spec on. Pick this one up here for the cover price if you can. If you can't, put it on your B list, but keep an eye on it. This sounds very interesting to us. Next up from Aftershock Comics, Chicken Devil #1. A regular guy who owns a chain of hot chicken restaurants is an unlikely vigilante to battle the mob, but the Chicken Devil may be the right hero for the job. Now this is one that Aftershock is definitely pushing pretty hard. We've seen con exclusive covers for this particular issue. They are pushing this title for some reason, so they may be planning something, whether it's small screen or big screen. This is one we think you could probably spec on for the cover price. Pick this one here up if you can. Next up from Heavy Metal, Intrusion #1. This is a one-shot flip book about a family cast out of Canada that sought refuge in a Louisiana swamp where they have to defend their home from a creature that dwells in the bayou. This sounds very interesting, and Heavy Metal has had some of their titles optioned for TV or film. This is one we definitely think you can spec on. This sounds very translatable to TV or film. Pick this one here up for the cover price if you can. If you can't, definitely keep an eye on it. Maybe you can pick it up later. Next from AWA Upshot, Out #1. In the waning days of World War II, with the Allies advancing, a desperate Nazi officer unearths an ancient force of evil that he hopes will turn the tide of battle, a vampire. Now this is one, once again, we think can lend itself very well to TV or film, and AWA Upshot has had some of their titles optioned for TV or film, so this is one we definitely think you can spec on. Pick this one here up if you can. And finally, from Marvel Comics, Eternals Celestia #1. This features the origin of the Eternals and the Eternals versus Avengers 1 million BC. This is one we definitely think you should pick up. This is the origin of the Eternals. The MCU, Disney, Marvel are still planning something big for the Eternals, so this is one we definitely think you should add to your collection for the cover price. So there you have the 10 titles that we have for you guys this week, the 5 first appearances and 5 honorable mentions. Please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.